Hello students, this is your computer teacher and today we will continue from where we left off in the part 1 video for the same chapter, Introduction to HTML5. In this lecture we will study about what tags are, what are the types of tags, structure of HTML document and some commonly used HTML tags. So without wasting much of your time, let's get straight to it. Now tags are the building blocks of a web page. They contain elements which define how the information on a web page is to be displayed or formatted. If you remember, I told you in the previous lecture that the commands or the special symbols that are written in the HTML are known as tags. Whatever we want to say or whatever we want to display on a web page, we display that with the help of tags. Now these tags are enclosed in an angular bracket. A pair of angular bracket I should say. The example is right there, HTML, head, body, and there are many more, but they all will be enclosed in angular brackets. Now you have to note down an important thing here, that if you can see right below, you can see that some of the tags need opening and closing. We'll get to that in a moment as we will study about the types of HTML tags. Now the types of HTML tags are empty tag and container tags. As the name suggests, empty tag does not contain any data in it, and they don't need closing as well, which means they will be entered and opened once and they don't need any closing at all. Whereas on the other hand, the second type is the container tag. Now the container tags need both opening as well as closing. That means the tag must be closed, which will define the boundary in which that tag will play in or that tag will have effect on. But it also contains data in them. As a container of biscuits at our home, it must contain something, whereas empty tag contains nothing. The two examples are given on the screen. You can pause it and note it down. The friends of tags, I should say the best friends. Attributes are the best friends of tags. They always come along the tags. As you can see, the attributes define the properties related to the tag, which means it will define the customization options or the formatting options on how the tag will appear or how the tag will affect the content written within it. You can see the example of body tag. Now as you can see, I have started the tag with an angular bracket and written my tag name, which is body, given space and written down an attribute which is bg color, and its value that I have given is red, and I have closed the angular bracket. Now the attribute bg color means background color with no space, and it can be in any case, uppercase or lowercase, doesn't matter. Now this defines the appearance that our page, our web page, will have a background color that is red. And you can see further, body tag is closed with a forward slash, which is present on the same key as of question mark. Finally, we'll move on to the structure of HTML page. And this is where you'll get to know what I meant by the word markup that I told you in the last lecture. In last lecture, we studied the full form of HTML, that is hypertext markup language. And the word markup, as I explained, means the tags are self-explanatory about which part of the HTML page we are talking about, or it describes the section of the HTML page. You can see on the very left hand side, this is how our HTML page looks like. The first tag, that is HTML tag, will tell that the page is written in HTML language, and it is mandatory. We will start from HTML tag every time. Following the HTML tag, we have the head tag, and inside that head tag comes the title tag. Now this title tag is optional. If we want to give any title to the web page, we can mention it here, and it will be displayed on the title bar of the web browser. As I told you earlier, all the container tags needs closing and opening. We have closed the title tag as well as head tag. So up till this part, it is just like that in every program. Each and every web page that you will design or code, from HTML to the closing of head, this portion remains common and exactly same in all the programs. It will start with HTML, head, then title is closed after mentioning the title of that web page, and then head tag is closed. And from the head tag opening to the closing of the head tag, this section is known as the heading section. Moving on, below the closing of head tag, we have the body tag. Now this is the most important part or section of the web page because it contains the main content of the web page. Each and everything, if you want to include the text, the image, a paragraph, a video, it is to be mentioned here inside the body tag. And as clear from the name itself, this section is called as the body section. And our HTML program will end with the closing of HTML tag, which means after closing the HTML tag, there will be no further coding done below it. Now let me give you some live perspective of things and give you some examples of most commonly used HTML tags. Here we go. Welcome to my desktop view. Now on the very left hand side I have Notepad opened, and on the very right hand side I have a web browser. Now I will code in this text based editor and I'll show you the result on the web browser. First of all, we'll start with the HTML tag as we have learned in the structure of an HTML program. So we will start with the HTML tag because each and every HTML web page will be starting from the HTML tag. And for the context of this video, I will first save this file, which will revise the previous lecture as well on how to save it. I'll go to File menu, I'll click on Save. The Save As dialog box will open up. Let me select music as the folder. It's your preference, you can select any folder of your choice, and then I'll select the Save As type, all types. I'll give the file name lecture 2, and I'll give the file name with an extension .html. I hope you all remember this from the first video, and I'll save it. And I'll come back to my notepad coding page and complete the coding. After the HTML tag, head tag will come, and within the head tag we will mention the title. Let me suppose write down my demo program, my demo web page, and then I'll close the title tag, and following that I'll close the head tag. Now we have completed the head section of the HTML program or HTML web page coding. This is the head section of the HTML coding, which contains head tag and title tag. Now let me tell you, this title tag is completely optional, as I explained earlier. Now moving on to the main agenda at our hands, that is the body tag, which will contain all the content of our web page. Now we are here to discuss some of the most popular, most commonly used tags. I'll talk about headings, paragraphs, line break, horizontal ruler, and some formatting tags. So let's start. If we want to add a heading, we'll have 6 predefined sizes for it, which were defined by H1, which is the largest of the group. Let us suppose I will write heading 1. Let me just change the spellings of it. And then as a rule, I will close this tag. Similarly, H2. It's a bit smaller than the heading 1. I'll close the heading 2 tag. Let's just make this headings H capital. Similarly, we will add 2 more. There are actually total 6 number of heading tags: H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. Let's just change the number so that everything here is in sync. 5 here, 4 here, and then 3 here. Also, we have to close the same tag that we have opened. It's not the case that we have opened H3 in this case and we are opening and closing H2, let us suppose. 4 here, 5 here, and 6 here. Let's just save it and close the body tag. How it is to be closed? Using a forward slash, and then close the HTML part. Close. Now here we will open the my PC and I will navigate to that place where I have saved that file. I have saved it in the music folder, so I'll open it up and then I'll run this lecture 2 file by double clicking on it, and it will open up in the web browser which is present right on the screen. Now you can see on the very right hand side of your screen, this is our web browser, and you can see the headings are shown. Heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Heading 1 being larger in size and heading 6 being the smallest one of the group. If you want to insert any one of these, you can use these heading tags, which are H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. Now here the next part is to insert a text. Now everything cannot be just heading, heading, heading. We have to insert the text under the heading. Let's just insert and let's delete all these headings and insert a text for a change. Now text in HTML is given or mentioned by a paragraph tag, which is denoted by P tag. P tag means paragraph tag. We can write the text. This is the text written in a paragraph, and we will close the paragraph tag. Let's just make the T capital. Save by pressing Ctrl+S and side by side going to the browser and reloading. As you can see, my web page has loaded and it has displayed the changes that I made in the coding window. I have deleted all the headings and just kept only one, that is heading 1, and you can see the text is right here present on the screen. As simple as that. Now comes a major part. For example, I want to move into the next line. What I will do? Normally I would press enter key and then write the line or the statement. Like for example, this is the second line. I'll save the changes using Ctrl+S key and reload it here on the browser. Now as the page is reloaded, you can see it doesn't go in the next line, despite I have done that in the coding window. Enter key does not mean the same to the web browser. So how we will take the text from one line to another? That's where our empty tag, line break tag comes. As I told you, line break is an empty tag, which means it does not need closing, just like all the other tags that we have used till now in this web page. The tag which is used to break line is the break tag. It's the BR tag, denoted by BR. Now you can write it in capitals as well as in small letters as well. One and the same thing. And I forgot to mention one thing. You can check the title here. My demo web page. It is displayed on the title bar. Let me zoom in and show you. Look at here. My demo web page. So I'll save this by pressing Ctrl plus S and again reload it here. Now you can see the sentence after the break tag moves to the next line. So in short, if you want to take your text to the next line, just introduce or just use the BR tag. BR tag is the line break tag which will take the text to the next line, and it is an empty tag. Another one of the example of empty tag is horizontal ruler tag, which is denoted by HR tag. When I use HR, it means horizontal ruler. Now what does this horizontal ruler says? Horizontal means sleeping line and ruler means straight. I'll save it and I'll reload it on the page to show you what does this tag brings. You can see it displays a straight line. I cannot move or erase the line. You can see I'm clicking the mouse and doing everything. Nothing is happening. I can select the text. I cannot change it because it's a web page. I can only change the coding. So HR tag is another empty tag which displays the horizontal line, or we call it horizontal ruler, on a web page. Finally, we have some formatting tags. Now these formatting tags are very common when we use MS Word: bold, italics and underline, and they are very easy to learn as well. If we want to emphasize a word, that means we want to apply bold formatting, we'll simply introduce a B tag. B tag will give bold. I will write anything between these tags. For example, I have written bold here, or I can even write my name in place of this bold. It will emphasize or make it look stronger. Sorry, I have committed a mistake. If I have opened B tag, the B tag must be closed. So I'll save it again and then I'll reload it here on a web browser. You can see bold is bolder. Now we will make it italic. Let me just change it here as well. Bold text. For italics we use I tag. Text is in italics and I'll close the I tag. I'll reload it to show you that the text that will appear is italics. Text is in italics. Since I have not used the break tag, it will show these two things in the same line. And what do we do if we want to take the text to the next line? We use BR tag. And here we go. Now this thing will go into the next line. Just like that. Similarly, if we want to underline some text, we'll introduce the BR tag here and we will underline the text using U command. We'll close the U tag and then that's it. Save it, reload it, and we will see the changes done. Now it will underline the text. Well, this is it from today's video. I hope you all have learned today something new regarding HTML, and I hope you put that into practice at home. And if you still have any doubts, you can reach out to me in the live class session. And until the next time, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.